Action.
Day everything changed, man. On the last episode, and man, welcome back first of all to the Second Chance podcast, only on the Urban Broadcast Network. Proud to bring my podcast and many other podcasts that are real stories, real people, talking about real situations, man. It ain't often that the real man and the lay person get to get their story out to everybody. So that's what we want to do here. Again, on the all new Urban Broadcast Network. This is the Second Chance Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Anthony. I'm glad to be back with you. On the first episode, we talked about the wake up call, how that wake up call and that impact, and just hearing, I need open heart surgery. That does something to your spirit. Seriously. This ain't for likes and just for playing content. This is a real story right here, man. The morning of my surgery itself, it had to be the longest morning of my life. Now first of all, let's go back. The morning ain't even really, let's go back to the night before. The night before, I'm laying in the room. The night felt so long. It felt like I slept. I was like that over fatigued sleep, like over lethargic. You sleep so much when you just like, I'm tired of sleeping. And that's what that kind of was. Um, with this surgery, I'm telling you, this was the moment that really changed my life. When somebody telling you that they're really about to cut your body open, cut you in half, I couldn't sleep. My mind was racing. Every worst case scenario kept hitting my mind. I'm like, man, I ain't gonna make it out of this, man. The doctor's hand gonna slip. Uh, One of the instruments gonna be, dirty or something, because I come from teaching, I come from wastewater. So we always in cleaning it, we always sanitize it, and everything is always about disinfecting. So that was a constant worry. I'm laying here like, saying, who on the job? Who did the preventive maintenance on this? Are the tools gonna be right? That was the biggest worry, man. The truth was I was terrified. Let me be honest with you. Not a little scared. I mean scared for real. Tight scared. Like top of the roller coaster, you ain't never been on one. Terrified. And it really wasn't not just about the surgery, and not about just getting cut open. I was terrified because it wasn't no big crowds out in the hallway. Wasn't no bunch of people, wasn't no cheering people, wasn't no, large support system out there waiting. I remember one of the key people, and I'm glad I'm talking about the surgery, the day of the surgery. Because one of the biggest and best friends I gained that day, my homegirl, Ebony JJ. I remember her, and we repeated that mantra and that affirmation all the way through the surgery until I got home. Is you got this. You got this. You got this. Those were the first words, first auditory words I could actually hear. The one person that was supportive. Well, shout out to my cousin Tina. I can't take that away from her. Cousin Tina, Richard, Sonny, my landlord, and like I said, Ebony J. When they say strangers to make you rich, strangers will fulfill things in you as well. Because Ebony, she was a complete stranger at that time. I didn't know her. We didn't know each other from a can of paint, but she is an angel. She was there on the day of the surgery, being there, being a vessel, being a motivation when I was scared, crying, calling my mama, calling my auntie, calling everybody. But the biggest thing she led me to as well, just like my auntie Sabrina. And I will make sure I mention Auntie Sabrina probably on every episode because I lost her right after the surgery. And I said a prayer. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy. Just God, please let me make it through this. Room cold, people moving around real fast, then everything just went black. I remember waking up, it was just dark. It felt like I had been gone somewhere. Like it felt like it was like an eerie vacation. Like I went somewhere and was gone for a long time. It felt weird. I couldn't talk. I couldn't say any words when I first opened my eyes. Yeah, I couldn't talk and I couldn't breathe. I was on the ventilator. My chest felt like a car was sitting on it. My body felt super heavy. I had two crowns that it got knocked out. Teeth was out. So you can imagine how I just woke up feeling groggy, teeth gone, body hurting. Man, that feeling I can't even describe. But the relief, the gratitude, and the shock too at the same time. I was really shocked that I did. I was really shocked at first. I was shocked that I made it through it. I had prayed. I had felt confident in my prayer. But when you wake up from an ordeal like that, everything looked different. Everything looked different. Everybody looked different. Everybody's voices sounded different. People sounded like way more loud. I mean, the lights was like super glaring. I couldn't take light in my eye at the time. Man, it was a surreal experience. And that's when I realized, this my second chance. Like, this ain't for play. This ain't no bullshit. God ain't playing with you no more. This ain't asthma. Like, I had been misdiagnosed as a kid and as a teenager. But what I didn't realize too was having the surgery was just the beginning, because what came next, that's what really was it. And man, big shout out to my cousin Tina, man. That was the first smile that I got coming out of the surgery. I remember my cousin Tina, I'm sitting there, I'm sad, I'm laying there, body heavy, I'm feeling weak, I'm wanting sympathy from any and everybody I can. And cuz cracked the joke on me about my teeth, man. Mid-surgery. And just like that, yeah, it brought a laugh. That was the first time I had laughed and it hurt to laugh. I'm like, oh my God. I had no idea it was gonna hurt that bad to laugh. I'm like, oh shit, I can't laugh. The worst pain after the surgery is like a hiccup or like trying to lay down. I couldn't sleep. It was a crazy adjustment. I couldn't lay down in the bed because someone had to pick me up, lift me up. And again, when you got a small support system, who gonna pick you up? And again, the second chance and the fear wasn't about just the surgery. It was the fear that I was going home alone. I was going home to fear. I was going home to bills that still need to be paid. I was going home to provide myself with therapy, self-care that I needed to do on my own. And that's what God said. This is your second chance. You got this. You've seen worse. You've been through worse situations. This ain't just the first up and down. It's probably the biggest. It probably won't be the last. But this is your second chance to do it again. Do it better. With that surgery, if you got somebody out there that be listening to this podcast and you're on this journey with me, you probably listening and know somebody that's got a surgery coming up, got a health procedure coming up. Ride with them. Go down there with them. I don't care if it's a family, friend, somebody you just kick it with, somebody you just talking to. It's important. A support system during the surgery process and especially after the surgery process. Because there's medications, there's things that you got to put on your body, people facing different things, diets that you got to adhere to, discipline, and just the communication and socializing. That's medicine in itself. Because sitting by yourself, having nobody to talk to, them lonely, cold rooms, you'll find every cold, empty spot in your house when you have to go home after surgery, by yourself, alone. And that's part of the reason and part of the purpose how we got to the power of second chance. That's how we found that. We found the power of second chance in the darkest room in my apartment at the time. Staying in the downstairs apartment. I found an even darker space in there. To sit, to write, to think, and to embrace the power of second chance. And you're gonna have to do the same thing. Again, thank you for tuning in to the Second Chance Podcast. on the all new Urban Broadcast Network. Again, we power Urban Broadcast Network Radio and all new UBN. But I want y'all to know, and also want to know, if you're going to stay locked stay locked in. I need you to subscribe. I need you to share this journey with someone. I need you to drop a comment. And also, if you've never faced something like this, you ever been scared of anything like this, drop a comment. And just remember, this is the Second Chance Podcast on the all new Urban Broadcast Network. And we just getting started.